How we doing, guys? Welcome back to another beer review. Checking out a beer, I guess you could say it's from my cellar. Hasn't been there too long, probably a couple months, but we're checking out a batch 130 today from Southern Grist. This is their pumpkin pie bourbon barrel aged batch 130. Batch 130, part of their barrel aged series they do. Not every barrel aged beer they do is part of the batch 130 series, but quite a bit of them are. They did a bourbon barrel aged one and a rum barrel aged one. I had decided just to pick up the bourbon one, and yeah, excited to check this one out. So, 10.1% ABV blend of imperial stouts aged 27 months in bourbon barrels, then conditioned on pumpkin puree, pie spices, turbinado sugar, marshmallows, and vanilla beans. Usually I'm not a huge fan of super adjuncted stouts like this, but pumpkin pie is just one of my favorite things out there, so it was hard for me to turn this down. And it's also been a while since I've had a batch 130. This one sounded like one that I might enjoy, so hopefully I do. Wasn't too hard to get off. Sometimes these wax bottles are a little hard to uncap. Let's see what it looks like. This was like a part of their fall series. They had like a fall fest, and released this with it. Like a couple weeks, like probably end of October, sometime before. Oh man, this isn't even gonna work. Shoot, I was really hoping that would. Maybe? No. Alright, well, this is going on. Anyways. Huge pumpkin pie fan. I was at the brewery one day just having a beer on draft, and they still had some of these, so I decided to pick one up. That head did not stick around long at all, as expected, usually from their stouts. It didn't pour as like super viscous and dark as I thought. It actually poured more like a cola color, but it does look nice in that proper glassware. Let's get a nose on it. See what it's got. Ooh, man, wow. Whew. That actually smells really, really good. I was a little worried to smell like a little too sweet. And there's definitely some sweetness in here, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't smell like a straight pastry stout. Get a decent amount of oak. It's not like covered by all the adjuncts. Definitely some vanilla for sure, 100% vanilla. The spices aren't like really jumping out, but they're definitely there. A little bit of cinnamon, allspice. Maybe a little nutmeg. Honestly, if I'm being honest, we're about a week away from Christmas. At least time of recording. I don't know when I'm gonna get this out, but I'm a huge eggnog fan, and I love garnishing eggnog with some nutmeg on top, and like just smelling this, it honestly really reminds me. It smells kind of like eggnog to me. Maybe with that vanilla in there too, the turbinado sugar, marshmallows too. I mean, not that there's marshmallows in eggnog, but with the like creaminess of it and everything. Yeah, it's almost got kind of like an eggnog kind of smell to it. Especially with the bourbon barrel age, because I love putting bourbon, rum in my eggnog. Okay, all right. Might as well call this a little Eggnog Batch 130. I'd actually be really down. See what they do with that. That'd be kind of cool. Anyways, back to the beer. Yeah, I get a decent amount of oak. Not overly oaky, woody, especially for 27 months in bourbon barrels. Nice amount of vanilla, a little bit of spices in there. Don't get too much pumpkin as expected. Pumpkin's not really like a very aromatic thing. Usually you just get the spices that jump out. Overall, it smells really good. A little bit of chocolate in there too, for sure. It's a stout. Let's see what it tastes like. Cheers. Wow. That's okay, yeah. That's really solid. Wow, that is really solid. I don't know, not that like I wasn't thinking it was gonna be good. It's just been a while since I've had Batch 130, any Batch 130 bottles. They just do a lot of adjunct heavy stouts, and I'm just not about that. So I was really curious how this one was going to be. I was worried it was going to be a little too sweet. And there's definitely sweetness to this. Don't get me wrong. But, I mean, that is really solid. Spices really jump out there. Really jump out, yeah. I mean, straight allspice, cinnamon, nutmeg, clove. Decent amount of clove. And then you get that vanilla for sure. If you like vanilla stouts, you would love this beer. Vanilla is definitely there. A little bit of oak. I wish it was a little bit more oak forward, bourbon heavy. Definitely kind of goes away from the eggnog thing, like I was thinking on the nose, but the pumpkin pie kind of stands out, you know, makes it a little more pumpkin-y. A little more viscous on the taste compared to what I saw pouring in the glass. I wouldn't want it any thicker than how this is, because it's pretty syrupy as it is. That's pretty solid. That is pretty solid. And like I said, I think this is like 2 months old at most, so it's still really fresh. I wish, it's like the only negative thing I have about this beer. I wish there was just a little bit more oakiness, bourbon forward to it. But we just reviewed the X anniversary blend from Wolf's Ridge, and that was very oaky. Loved that beer. And so, I don't know, maybe just coming off that beer, I was just hoping for a little more oakiness from this. But, I mean, bunch of adjuncts in here. You know, it is what it is. This is still really, really solid. Yeah, I don't know if other than the oakiness, I think just a little bit more bourbon forward, this beer would be perfect. At least for what they're going for. It's definitely a little on the sweeter side, but still really, really solid. Honestly, I think the rum barrel age might be a little too sweet, you know, just it being rum. So I'm glad I got the bourbon, but if anybody had the rum, please let me know how that is. Maybe eventually, if I find one, maybe I'll try to pick up a rum one. I don't think this is going to age that well, so I probably wouldn't pick up another bourbon one. But yeah, I think that's all I got, guys. That is bourbon barrel aged pumpkin pie, batch 130 from Southern Grist. Yeah, super solid. Hopefully they keep doing some solid barrel aged stouts. Nothing too adjunct heavy. I want to be able to taste the beer. I don't want to taste just sweet pastry. Yeah, that's all I got, guys. If you like what you're seeing, hit that like button, get me subscribed, and I'll keep putting out some videos. So, cheers.